too fond to be taking action these type
Yeah,
of questions.
you know what?
Wait. So a guy was trying to be in a women's only tournament, or he was just a guy there dressed as a woman?
The guy posed as a girl. See,
What was it? A
basically,
woman? Was it a girl
catfish.
tournament, or you guys don't? Oh,
No, this is what catfishes usually do.
like a trap? Or?
They're male or sometimes a female will take a picture of some gorgeous looking female, like take her profile and then post and then join all these groups and stuff and be doing
and
all
talk like them.
yeah, and talk like them. Like basically,
I have a story about that.
Like,
I busted
man.
one.
oh my god,
Listen.
like it's an epidemic. It's an
Okay.
epidemic.
I listened, dog. Cause this has been going on for a while. That's not the first time I heard of that. I was like, this girl too fine. So I really ain't say nothing. I was like, the thirst called to me. I was like, wait a minute, only 5 pictures, nigga, come on.
Yeah, and it's
that's
like-
a female.
And then it's like what these retards don't realize. See, I'm a digital. You know, I just graduated for digital media, and what dumbasses don't know about these pictures is that when you take them from a source, the source link is still in the picture. So if I want to really figure out who you are,
Actually, you can
Boom.
just drag the bitch
Drag
to
it into
Google.
Google images.
Drag it into
and
Google,
search.
it'll automatically pull it up.
That's what I'm saying.
That's been going around for years.
that's the source link. Yeah, all you gotta do is source link, put it in Google, bam, real picture
You
comes
don't
up.
even got like seriously like you don't even got to type anything. Just type in Google and then drag the picture in, and it'll bring it up. Like that's been established in Google for over 5 years, but no one ever fucking uses it. But
And then they
digital
put an
people-
option in.
Well,
they
no,
put an option in
because
recently
because
nobody
during
can
that
do it.
time, the only people that did use them was people in his industry, the digital artists and stuff. They wanted to just to make sure. But yeah, that's been around for like 5 years, but no one ever used it. Like I would teach people about it, and then they would try to teach other people. But yeah, I know what I'm trying to say. If you feel as though something's not hot, then you need to go ahead and Google that shit. Drag it into Google. It'll trust me. It will pull it up.
And
It
then
is no
when I
joke.
start doing that though. So once a chick
It's
come out,
no
oh no, I can't get on Face. I can't use Skype. My camera's broken. Like, every
Right,
new
so
laptop,
it's-
computer.
Stuff like that. I mean, come on, your phone even got the camera that can do that now. Like,
Yeah,
come
you
on,
can get an app on your joint. You don't even have to see you. You can just turn the camera around like, whoop. Oh,
Man,
yeah.
here's your first taste of grown man knowledge. If a bitch claims she a model and her job isn't even on her Facebook, nigga, she not a model.
no, she's
Yeah,
not.
exactly.
She's
If
not.
this chick says that she is worth any bit of a damn and has nothing on her page to back that up, like if this bitch say that she does bit parts in movies and all you see is pictures of her and her cousins and shit at this raggedy ass apartment building, guess what, nigga? She is not in no movies. Like, stop it. Like, this is all common sense shit that your mama and daddy should have taught you about when you were growing up as a man to garnish that human experience. Like, most of the cats that get catfish are mostly motherfuckers who don't normally. Like, all the ones I've seen, even on that show, were all just dumb motherfuckers. They were just super dumb. Because it's like, no, this person is this person is that. Now, I can understand some people do have high-powered jobs. Don't get it twisted. Some people do, and you might nail that person that has a high-powered job. But come on, my nigga. How many people are gonna be like, yo, I'm a model, and I just happen to look your ghetto ass up?
Listen. Yeah.
That.
You know what? I love when I get set Vana all of a sudden from Facebook,
Yes.
like, my friend, me English no good. Love you profile. Let's get together. I'm like, wait a second, bitch. I ain't even got a fucking profile that doesn't get displayed unless you're my friend. So how the fuck you love my profile?
Forgot. They always real. They always real, and they play no game.
Or oh, hello, this is a Bankai Moon. I have $2 trillion on your account, and Zambia, send me some money, and you get some of that shit,
I usually get the one. Hello, my name is Mumataka Lasalaka, the king of Nigeria. I am in exile, and I was given $1.2 billion, but I need somebody to give it to. So just give me your account, and I will give you the money.
No sense. and you can have all my riches.
You guys are tripping. Oh, you motherfuckers. You motherfuckers.
You motherfucker.
But you know what the worst part is? There's dumbass motherfuckers out there. For every million that say no, it's the law of average. It's what you learn when you become a sales guy.
Yep, did you hear that one?
There's
that
one
fucking,
motherfucker.
Did you hear the one about the fucking the one that the mail guy stopped? Like the chick was getting like a money order for a shitload of money, and he was like, "This is a pretty crazy amount. Why do you want this money order?" And she told him that she was going to send it to like a Nigerian cat. And he was like, "Yo, you know that's fake, right?" And he let her deal on that, but she was about to send this motherfucker like $8,000, yo. But the mail carrier said, "No, that's a scam." And he tried to talk to her, for a hot minute, and she finally realized that it was a scam, though. But that dude saved her. Like, he saved her.
She's smart.
Nah, you know who saved? I watched one of those episodes of that motherfucking Chris Hansen guy. He did one episode. He did an episode instead of chasing pedophiles and shit. He chased those motherfuckers. 90% of those guys are over in England, and they actually are Nigerian motherfuckers. And he catches this cat, and he's like, "Just bring me $10,000, and I give you $100,000." He goes down there, he sits down. Chris Hansen buys him a beer. He puts his briefcase down. He's sitting down. The full fucking typical British pub is all fucking going, and people are drinking in it. And all of a sudden, the cameras walk in, and the guy's like, "Oh my God, what's going on? What's going on?" He says, "You told me you were going to give me. Where's my money?" "Oh, we got to go get it." I said, "All right, well, the camera crew's going to follow us." No camera crew, you cannot. He says, "You were going to rob me like you robbed so many other fucking people." And the guy wound up giving the money back and ran away.
Dude, nobody chases
people are stupid.
Don't chase
People
Fleece
are
Johnson.
stupid.
Don't you? No, Fleece Johnson chases you. You don't chase
I'm
that.
gonna have you know right now, he a warrior. He'll get you, yo. Dude, I remember when I first got into the just fucking work for the prison system, they showed that shit, and then on the Boondocks, as soon as that nigga was shown on the TV with that hat, I was like, he looked like Fleece Johnson. And when he said the booty warrior, I was like, oh man, this nigga about to get paid. Well, he gonna tell you like this here. He likes you.
I like you, and I don't want shit.
You know, there's been. I will admit this. There's been so many times that like I've gotten those mails, and I'll go into my junk box, and I'm like, yo, I should just respond. I should just respond and set that shit up.
Yes, man. Remember that movie when he just said yes to everything?
I should respond. I should respond and be like, yo, I don't want to give you 10,000. I want to give you 20 because I want to double it. But you got it. But you got to meet me. But you got to meet me. But you got to come to New York because that's the only way. Because I can't get the money out of the country.
Oh, how can I go to New York, my nigga? I cannot go there.
I said,
I do not have my visa. I do not have my visa to travel over there.
So you got
Better talk to a Mexican and tell you how they get in the country.
I tell you what, my friend. I send you a $2. You send me back a $5. I get you a good pill. Get you a big erection. They call sexual man.
Yeah, body.
oh God!
Gotta go to Mexico and hop that fence.
Yo, somebody told me a story. I'm not mentioning names. I know it's the On Blast show. Of a trip to California, and their ass went to Tijuana with another well-known person in the community. And man, I'm going to Tijuana. I'll tell you that. I'm going to Tijuana very soon. That's all I'm gonna say about that.
Private, tell me later, private dog.
Oh yeah,
I need the news.
Oh yeah, without a doubt, best fucking time you could probably have. But anyway, let's change the subject from between money scammers and all this other bullshit. Let me run, because there's a tournament coming up. I'm putting you guys on hold. Hopefully,
is this the one for Morristown?
No, not the Morristown one. This one is differente. This one is for.
This battle is about to explode.
Let y'all know, I am the best Cody in America, hands down, no contest.
And guys, if you're in the Dallas area or not, definitely try to get to that. Yo, Mr. Fifth, I gotta say, hands down, that was a fucking awesome ass fucking commercial. Let me unmute these guys. There we go, we're back. Yo, that looked fucking awesome, man. A very well put together video. You know, the as far as Absolute goes, this is the 4th event for them. Definitely get a chance if you're in the area to get out there. If you can make the trip, make the trip. I can't say anything much more than that. Then, yo, check that shit out, man. That shit looks pretty damn fucking hot. Get a big turnout. It'd be nice. Obviously, fucking, if you're in the Texas area, whether you be Arizona, New Mexico, Oklahoma, it's only a hop and a skip drive. Get your ass down to Dallas and fucking rep yourself and rep OBS, man.
Oh, I said I might think about actually repping OBS at that Marshtown tournament. That's like 20 minutes away from me.
Yeah, Morristown's right around the block. That's I did put that one up already. I did put that one up. I'll probably be going to that one. That's a hop and a skip for me, fortunately. My traveling days have been kind of limited with all the BS that I get to go through. Oh God, dude, you don't even know. Shout outs to Brooklyn court system for fucking not fucking for a 3-year fucking thing. They didn't fucking drop it after I did every goddamn thing they asked me to do with that stupid bracelet and all the other shit. Oh, well, that was a year ago, so we lost your paperwork. What? So now I gotta go. Yeah, exactly. So now I gotta go back again and deal with the whole bullshit again.
That's what we call law enforcement.
Yeah,
government officiating.
It's called. They don't like the white man in Brooklyn. Prejudice against the white man. What did I ever do? What did I ever do? Can't a whitey just get a break, man?
Fuck no.
Sad part was it was a bunch of white cops that did it to me.
Oh dang! Oh,
fucking racist. They were Uncle Bills. I can't call them an Uncle Tom.
Oh,
yeah, they Uncle Bills.
Uncle Bill.
Uncle Bills.
But you know, needless to say, hopefully by next week that shit's all squashed and there's one less fucking thing I got to deal with. Now, a lot of people were asking me all week if I'm going to call out the players of the Egos. Yes, I'm going to call out the Egos today.
Yay! I could finally address some stuff today.
Okay. I'm trying to think. Should I start in alphabetical? That would take too long.
No, start by state.
Start by state. New York.
Oh, yo, James. Before we do, can I just cut it 2 seconds because I gotta
Go right
leave
ahead.
soon because I got school in the morning. This is back to 2 weeks ago, which I was yelling at you the whole time. You were playing the brony thing.
Yeah.
And you were playing the intro. Okay. You were playing the first generation intro.
Yes, you mentioned that to me. You mentioned that to me. I didn't know there was a new one.
Yeah, if all you had to do on a video was go like farther into it, every damn brony hates the old style. Every brony hates every style up until Lauren Faust. That's the current one. And I was like, James, what are you doing? James, what are you doing?
So now, let me ask you this. With this knowledge that you possess, are you a brony?
Yes, I am.
Okay, so now let me ask you this. All right.
I would say I am
this is all right. Well, you're a conservative brony. So with that said, I already know my answer. If you were driving and you're in Jersey, let's say you were driving down towards the Pennsylvania Turnpike, and you got into Amish Town, and you were driving down the road, and some guy left his horse and carriage there with his horse. Would you fuck his horse?
Oh man.
Wow.
I repeat, I am the conservative brony. I would not even wear a shirt out in public that says
Sound like a lot of
I
pain.
would like it.
So no, I didn't say would you let the horse fuck you. I said would you fuck the horse.
Is
No,
that
I would
any
not.
different?
No, I would not.
No, I'm just joking. But what is the attraction to the whole brony culture? Since you are a conservative brony, then I actually would more, as far as opinion, take your opinion into account to a clopper.
All right, here. All right. I'll explain. Okay. I'll do this quick because I know we're not talking about this session, but I would say in the brony community there are liberal bronies, there are halfway, and they're conservative. I would say I'm a conservative. I am a fan of the show. I have listened to fan-created content. I like the fighting game. Would I ever go out in public dressing as a cosplay as a pony? No way. Would I ever wear a shirt in public that says the picture of Pinkie Pie on it? No way.
Yeah, you would.
Well, let me finish. Do I have any MLP shirts? Well, yes and no. I have one shirt that says on it My Little Epona. It's Epona from Zelda, and it has the little Triforce on its ass with the cutie mark. Now,
Triforce with the glove?
so no, the little Triforce, you know, from
Yeah,
Zelda.
I know what you meant.
Now, when somebody comes up to me and says, "Oh, are you a brony?" I'm like, I just like Zelda." So I would say I'm kind of more like, you know, around people I know, I'll be like, yeah, I like it. Now I said, if you have a liberal one, they will just shove it in your face. Oh, this is the greatest thing ever. You have to blast this. Oh, I need to create fanfics and there's nothing wrong with clapfic and blah, 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 blah. But I don't know why I said clapfic. I mean, there's nothing wrong with fanfic. Like I said, majority of bronies do not support clap. That is very bad. But like you said, as of any community, you will have that section. Believe me, you all you gotta do is search on YouTube for Street Fighter 4 nude mod, and I'm sure, James, you could get at least 500 viewers popping in if you just posted some videos of that.
Oh yeah. Now let me ask you this: I growing up, I ain't never watched My Little Ponies,
Nor did I.
but is there a bad guy? Or is it just everybody in the world having a good old time? Because like I watched an episode of Robot Chicken, and they had the Apocalypse Ponies, and that shit had me pissing my pants.
That came out actually before the show, I believe. So, and there's actually well, back to what you're saying, there's technically like a bad guy, but the only time they have a bad guy is like the first 2 episodes of every new season. And it's nothing ever that big, nobody dies. It's probably like, oh, I'm gonna... Like, the first episode is basically the god of the universe's sister, and she's like, oh, I'm evil. And it's like, okay. And at the end of the episode, oh, now I'm good. Oh, okay. And then season 2, this guy, oh, I want chaos. Well, how about no? Okay, that's alright. Then the third season, it's like a... what's the guy from Lord of the Rings?
Sauron?
Sauron. it's like Sauron, but in pony form, and he's like, "I will have death and evil," and then, "No, you won't." Okay, you know.
So I mean, now have you ever gone to the pony cons or any of that?
No, I would never do that. I don't feel comfortable doing that.
You know, no, I'll say this, and I said it before, and I've gotten slack from people in the community, you know, and I'm like, so everything's you're not. I look at it this way. I hear people talk about Naruto, guys. It's a bunch of 12-year-old kids that you're watching. So what's wrong with fucking people liking ponies?
Not anymore.
Cause the 12-year-old kids actually killing each other and shit. They ain't even like
If they were killing each other, half the motherfuckers would be dead. They don't kill each other.
Okay,
They
James.
grew
all right,
up
let
with-
me
with
let me
forget
finish.
the American one is
They
fucking.
grew up.
All right, James. Let's just say, okay, I don't know if you have the main theme, but like I said, you can take. I'm sure somebody can just go on YouTube and search for the main theme, where you have, you know, you see the intro. It's like, "Da-da-da-da-da-da." And yeah, I'm not going. I didn't start watching the show. You know, when I had friends that's like, "Hey, you want to watch MLP?" I was like, "What the hell is the matter with you?"
I just love when I hear people say MLP. I'm like, yo, I went to that event.
Now let me finish. Okay. Now I would say what the hell's your problem? Now I got into the fandom because I watched. I don't know if anyone ever heard of the .move series by Hot Diggity Demon. It's a guy and he makes fun of it, and it's funny, you know, everything's all crude and they curse and shit like that. That's what got me into it. And then randomly I'm just like, okay, I guess I'll watch one episode. What the hell? Can't kill me. And then the first episode's a cliffhanger, so I'm like, well, I have to finish. I need to know what happens. And then the second episode, I'm like, well, that was all right. Maybe I'll watch a third. And then the third came. I'm like, well, maybe I'll watch a fourth. And then the fourth came. I'm like, well, maybe I'll watch a fifth. And then so on and so on. And then I'm just like, I gotta watch it. So,
Now let me ask you this. I watched a couple of documentaries before I even started to talk about the brony thing. I don't know what you motherfuckers out there who come into the chat and, you know, go when the show's over, you hurry up and go to xnxn.com or xxvideo.com and rope one out. There are good-looking brony chicks that come down to these fucking events. I'm like, guys, if you want, I mean, don't get me wrong. I ain't putting on a pink mane and a fucking tail and running around trying to get laid. But I'll tell you this, if I want to get laid, going to a brony fest, you got a pretty good chance. As long as you got a good fucking a horse, or whatever the fuck these guys do.
As long as you can lie about lagging, whatever them bitches,
Yeah.
like, chances are you will get one that will beat that
Yo,
shit up
and
like
you
Tyson.
could make shit up. They'd be like, well, who's your favorite pony? I like Cinnamon Pony. And I like fucking
Yeah, that's only on the internet. That's on the internet.
honey pony. You gotta go Google a couple of them before you go to the event, and they're like, well,
Like, I like that pony look like Kanye
Alright,
West.
James, wait a minute. Okay.
Yeah.
You know what I got? I have the perfect thing for you to post in the stream at not possibly now. You will laugh your ass off at this video. I sent you a private message, but make sure the thing's loaded, and that will be the last thing I post before I go to bed, because I gotta get up at 8 o'clock, and I gotta go to school.
Alright, let's
you
look.
will laugh your ass off at this. This is the video that I'm posting is fan-made video of the same art style as the real show. And
how long is it? 3 minutes. Okay. After this, guys, I'm gonna reach out to Sanford, and we're gonna put on and we're gonna put these motherfucking egos on blast.
But anyway, like
Awesome.
yeah, like I say, it's only
Yes.
you can even skip the first like 25 seconds or so. Anyway, what was I saying? Right, you have people of the fandom that like to support the friendly version of it. You also have people of the fandom that probably are trolls and create crude stuff like clapping or overly gory stuff, such as this video that I'm going to have you post.
I'm playing it right now as we speak.
All right, make sure post.
I'm playing it right now.
This is as you listen to a song, this is a real song that's made in the show, and it's all giddy and feel good and nice and happy. Now, when you look at the video that's applied to it, you're gonna be like, "What the hell is the matter with this community?"
All right, here we go. Hold your thoughts. Let's run this shit. Let's see what this is all about. Let's see what this is all about.
TVMA, Orange, hide your children. But you can skip the first 30 seconds because it's just intro, so don't worry about it. But side note, I'm surprised that more people in FGC...
I'm running it right now. You're talking over it.
Some days are dark and lonely, and maybe you feel sad, but Pinky will be there to show you that it isn't that bad. There's one thing that makes me happy and makes my whole life worthwhile, and that's when I talk to my friends and get them to smile. Smile. I really am so happy. Your smile fills me with glee. I give a smile, I get a smile, and that's so special to me. Smile, smile, smile from these happy friends of mine. All I ever know is smile, smile, smile. Fill my heart up with sunshine, sunshine. All I really need is smile, smile, smile from these happy friends of mine. All I ever know is smile, smile, smile. Fill my heart up with sunshine, sunshine. All I really need is smile, smile, smile from these happy friends of mine. All I ever know is smile, smile, smile. My heart up with sunshine, sunshine. All I really need is smile, smile,
Well, that was Super Saiyan Pony. Now, I will say this.
No.
That is funny as fucking hell. Now, now I will tell you this: if I personally was Hasbro, that would have been the intro to my motherfucking game.
Now, and also, like I said, okay, now, as I posted that video, like I said, I want to throw out a warning. You have sections of the brony community which I dispute are even true bronies that create stuff like that. Now, you can ask, is that for shock value? Just as I'm sure people in FGC will say things for shock value. You have, you know, Pro Hose or who called this guy some name, whatever the hell it is. But the point is, like I said, would I ever show that to a child? Of course not. Do I support things like that? No. Am I gonna stop people from doing things like that? No. But you have sections, like I said, I'm conservative. I enjoy the show and what it stands about. I think when you make stuff like that, yes, could you possibly convert somebody? If they're watching that, like, you know, it is funny, but it's also crude. Is that what the show is about? Of course not. It's supposed to be about friendship and being nice to each other. But like I said, is that funny as hell that I laughed as hell when they knocked the head off the purple one in the beginning? Of course I did. That was funny.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Look, it rolls back a little bit to the Homeboy Tyson stuff. All right, was it bad? Yes, but we've become such a sensitive society that we can't laugh at anything that offends anybody. But God forbid something offends me. You know what the answer I get from those people? Eat a dick. Too bad. But I try to be more sensitive to certain groups. But like I said, you rub my nose in it, and I'm not gonna. Now, I actually got a question from Felice for you, and he said, "Is the show anything like Happy Tree Friends?"
Absolutely not.
Oh.
No. It is TVY, and there's nothing non-TVY about it.
Now, would you agree with this statement? Now, I watched the BronyCon interviews, and again, I'm not trying to insult groups of people, but would you say that the average brony social skills,
non-cohesive,
were they the kid that was picked on in school, and now he has a place where maybe other kids were picked on in school, where they basically united, kind of like this other place I know called the FGC.
Oh damn!
Oh damn! It's the truth. I mean, we might not have all gotten picked on, but we were brought together by a common bond that made us all friends. I mean, let's be real here. Trey, me and you would have never met had it not been for Mortal Kombat. Right? I mean, it ain't like I would have been driving down to Atlanta and say, I want to know if there's this guy named Trepound around here. But a common thing brought us together. So why not try to figure out a way? Because let's be real. Doc, what games do you play?
I like fighters and probably action.
Okay, you play fighters. You're talking about going to the Morristown tournament. Do you not think there are other bronies out there that would attend that actually, yes, they may like their brony thing, but they do like other things as well?
Exactly.
That's why where I'm at the point of all of these people, and I guess this will be for the people that have been asking in the chat, this is my first call out. Tournament organizers, and I don't mean this in a disrespectful way, you have done, and not all of you, I mean, like I said, and this ain't East Coast bias, but, between Biggie, Larry, John, and Joe, they seem to be the one that's looking at a formula to unite the community and grow it. The others are content with their 5, 10, 15, 20, whatever the hell they're making in their pocket, and they just want to maintain that. Where I'm sitting here and I'm saying, bring the bronies. I'm not telling you to bring fucking pedophiles and bestiality people, but they play games. They play fighting game. That I played last week, that fucking brony fighting game. Yo, that shit looked actually fun.
I wish that would have came out. I would have bought that.
I would have bought that for both systems, and on top of buying it for both systems, I would have made sure to not waste a dime on Dive Kick.
I mean, it was a real shame it was a real shame how they got done though, because that fucking toy company watched them all up until they got real money. Then they
shut it down.
I mean, they literally, they watched them the entire fucking time and didn't say nothing until they started getting real money.
The first week they were in the vote for. Remember when they were all the schools were getting, not schools, all the games were getting voted for the 8th game at Evo.
Yep.
Fighting is Magic got like $5,000 in the first 3 minutes.
Well, I mean, I'm not even talking about that. I'm talking about like funding. I mean, literally, when they were like when they first started, no one cared. They didn't care. When there was that one time where they kind of No. Like at one point they didn't get any money at all, so the boy had to stop. Then they came back and was like, okay, now we got money. Let's keep on going. Well, when they started getting some real money from it, that's when they stepped in. And lo and behold, later on they're going to announce the same type of game in the works under their company name. That was some bullshit, man. That was really sad because those guys worked hard.
Oh, yeah.
They worked really hard.
The problem
And
is that you take, just like I've been complaining on to Ed Boon. I mean, okay, he don't care what the hell I gotta say, but I've been telling James, okay,
Sometimes it
what's
does.
up?
You don't-
What's up with Injustice not having a skin pack for Frost, Sinestro, or Adam? And it's been 6 months. Like, what the hell? What is Ed Boon
They don't
doing?
give a fuck.
Because Sinestro has like
Let me tell you
they-
why.
they got
Let me
nothing.
tell you
They don't have
why.
a
Let me
third
tell you
alternate.
why a lot of the stuff that should happen is not happening. Because the people who tested the game make the little podcasts, they bash people, they bash the game, publicly humiliating people that, in my opinion, look, truth, if you turned around and you said, I know nothing about electronics, but you know what? I ain't got a job. I need something to do. I'll say, you know what? Come over to my house. If you want, I did it with Kelvin as well, and I'm doing it with another place. And I will teach you how to do this. You will have a career. NRS was good enough. Do you think NRS just reached out to those 10 players? I know Arturo likes to bullshit people, and here's my first on blast. Arturo likes to bullshit people and tell him he had anything to do about getting people into NRS. He had
No,
nothing.
NRS already had-
He had
NRS
nothing to
already
do.
had a list,
They had a list at Evo 2011.
Yup.
Okay.
Combat people.
In fact, that was the last Evo I attended. So, needless to say, my point is, if you're given an opportunity, it wasn't just to be a temporary Band-Aid. We get older. When we get older, what do? We retire. Well, you want to pass the torch to people. Well, when you're looking at people to say, who do I pass the torch to, you're testing these people. You're not just making them testers. You're saying, is there a future with this person? Is this the type of person I want to have working in this company when I do step to the side or when we do get a full-time position? They all fucked up. They all fucked up. You publicly went out, you humiliated people, you embarrassed them. I personally apologized to certain people for putting people in spots when they asked me for suggestions and said, look, my bad. My bad. I thought, that the egos were not going to grow to the point that they're so arrogant that they think they run. All of a sudden, everybody's a game developer. Get the fuck out of here. You're pushing buttons. You don't even know what you don't.
You really don't want to ride that train.
Motherfuckers don't know.
You don't want to ride that train.
Motherfuckers don't know what a hitbox is or a collision box. They think it's actually the same thing.
I'll tell you this.
I don't care what it is, as long as when I hit the guy, he falls back. I'm not.
Being a game dev is the low man on a totem pole, my nigga. Like, yo, game devs are like slave labor. Like, you don't know what type of shit they go through just to give y'all something nice to fucking play.
And then these
Those dudes give. I mean, you gotta understand something. Like, all those like LA Noir. Like, did you not understand that LA Noir, the motherfuckers got fired before the game was finished? Those niggas got fired straight up before the game was finished, man. And they didn't get their pay. Like, they didn't get their back pay for that shit, yo. Like, those are game devs. Like, them niggas are like, they in the real struggle. Like, game devs, that is the real struggle. Them cats, they get screwed every which way but loose, all to make sure you have a good game to play. So, when people want to be that, when you want to, I guess, when you want to try to take on that bill.
Sorry, I'm gonna interrupt. But isn't there some big thing they're doing right now that some company they posted on Twitter? Something's like, "Hey, we making sure those game devs are working those extra hours to get you." Oh no, Rise, the new Xbox One game. The Rise Twitter posted the status stuff. It's like, "Hey, they're putting in 16-hour shifts. Hope you love the game." People are like, "Well, F you, Microsoft,"
But see, the thing is, whenever you bitch and moan about Rise on Facebook and Twitter, the shit rolls downhill straight to the devs. Unfortunately, it rolls downhill straight to the devs, and they go, "What the fuck, y'all?" And then they go, "What the fuck, indeed? What are you talking about?"
Mm-hmm.
Well, these guys said that this part, like what they said, like the collision was really shitty in it. Like the guy could strike through walls and whatnot and kill like all the guys just by striking through a wall. Well, they caught some huge shit about that. And, that's the part that you don't understand. That like these guys are gonna bitch and moan and yell and scream at you, and you gotta take it. Like you gotta take that shit. And I don't know. I mean,
You gotta hold that.
you gotta hold that shit every day. When these motherfuckers be talking to you any sort of way, you gotta hold that. You know, if you are a tester, that's different. Testers don't get as much flack as the devs do. Like seriously, man, it's pretty bad.
Even though it should be the opposite way around, because you really can't test everything. Because you only some people
No,
can't play
you can't
games. They
test
can make a
everything.
good
No,
motherfucking game, but
you
they can't
do
play
test
that.
everything. Here's the deal: there's 5 motherfuckers in this chat right now. 5, counting James and me. We got 5. If you get a tester's job, your job is to test out the first 10 minutes of the game every fucking day for 3 weeks. That's your job. The first leg of that game, like for Rise, whoever it is that did that demo video.
Yeah.
Yeah, that shit, like that, like those were testers, and whatever shit he fouled up on, all that shit. I mean, it's a bigger business than just thinking that you're gonna go there and just start making bank. Like, especially as a dev, that's the
You
worst
gotta put the
fucking job
work
in
in.
house. Devs are the worst job in house. Those guys are just slave wages. Slave. I mean, yeah, if the game is a hit, you know,
You gonna get paid, but you gotta wait.
Yeah, you gotta wait. And unfortunately, those, like I said, out of the whole game business totem pole, I think developers get
The shaft.
But
They get the shaft.
personally though, they get the shaft. But I think like some companies treat them well. Though. Like you don't ever hear people like Rockstar complaining, and they make grade A games. They take their time with it because they people
that.
they
See, that's
do.
why. See, those devs. See, that's why. But see, that's a big. It's all about size. The smaller you get, the harsher the conditions are going to be. Like most of your indie houses are going to be like fucking sweatshops.
Yo, Sanford, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
You sound perfect.
What's up, Sanford?
What's good? What's good?
I'm gonna. I was going to give you your intro song, but I'll bypass it. I was gonna give you Jay Z, man. For some reason, you always remind me of Jay Z.
Nigga, play Sanford.
Play Sanford's song. All right, I'm giving Sanford. I'm giving Sanford a
What's going
song.
on, fellas?
What's going on?
Look.
What's up, man?
All right. Well, anyway, I'm gonna cut out. I'm gonna cut out now. But thanks everybody.
All right, Lurker.
Great
We'll
show
definitely
this
talk
week.
more, man. You're always welcome on here. You know that.
Hey, upgraded for OBS.
I just want to say something. My connection isn't great.
It sounds fine, dude.
Yeah, my
fine.
connection's gonna drop. Like it's not that great. Where I'm at right now, the signal's like really shitty, so it could cut out any time. But I'll definitely be back. I'll definitely be back if I get cut out.
Okay.
All right, cool.
All right. So, Lurker, you're always welcome on this show, man.
Oh yeah.
You want to give any? You want to give any shout outs to those ponies, those bronies?
Yeah. What the hell?
Shout out to the
Shout-
stream for always supporting.
Shout out to the
Shout out to
stream as
everyone
well.
in the room. I mean,
I said season 4. You bronies in the chat. Season 4, November 23rd. Here we go. Here we go.
Not a real season for you. They need to be watching. this.
Yo, I'm going. I'm telling you right now. I'm going to I'm going to BronyCon,
Oh god.
and I'm getting myself a little brony vagina.
What? Oh, yo, I've never been to a con, but the chicks I've seen online, you have some treats and you have some tricks, man. Damn.
No, my
Yeah,
nigga, you got some
well,
friend zone champions.
Let me tell you something. I'll be doing.
Some friend zone champions, dude.
Yo, I'll tell you right now. I don't know if you guys did this back in school, but yo, when we were younger, we used to give each other what was called a package check. You just snap up on somebody and pop. So they're gonna get that pop. If I hear them, if they stop, drop, and roll, I'll be like, they ain't no hole. I'm out of here.
Man, all I know is that the FGC needs some 64-ounce Gatorades because they mad thirsty. That's all I know.
You be dry out here, man.
Well,
All right, I'm gonna sign off, guys.
All right,
I'll
brother.
see you next week. Great chat.
all right, man. Thanks for coming.
Was he hosting the call?
Yeah, I don't know what that was about.
He's like, all right, click.
I don't know what he was about. Anyway, so let's roll forward here. Mr. Sanford, what's on your mind tonight?
Well, I just basically wanted to talk about the FGC. It was a great event last Saturday. It was called the Pop Off. Arturo basically streamed it. Elijah showed up. A lot of the strong New York City players showed up, and I think it was a very good look for the FGC overall. I mean, a lot of people don't think it was a success. I think it was. It was ran smoothly.
Really?
Huh?
Somebody thought it wasn't a success? Like,
just a few people.
I mean, I would say L.I. Joe needed that fucking match. L.I. Joe, I think that showed one vastly important thing for all FGC members.
Right.
If you get sponsored, the best way to prove that you worth that sponsorship is to go against one of the hardest matches in your fucking life. And I think he did that. He ran that shit 9-9 to the wire, and he came out on top, showing that, hey, I'm sponsored, and this is what sponsored people do. They go into the fucking trenches, and they fight them real fights.
Right. And that's what I was saying. I was saying Joe showed up. He did his thing. He won the first of 10. He came in legendary in the car and all that. He did the whole presentation. He marketed himself, and he marketed his brand very good. The thing I'm saying is, why hasn't that happened more?
You know what? The reason it doesn't happen more is because everybody already deems themselves a superstar. And when you deem yourself a superstar and you're a broke-ass motherfucker splitting $5 subways between 9 people in a room, that's exactly what you are. You're a broke-ass motherfucker.
I'll do you one better. How come most rappers, when they get a record deal, blow all their fucking advance money?
Oh, yeah.
There you go. Like, most niggas that get, like, the first time they get a fucking deal, they go out and they buy all this bullshit. They buy the cars, they buy the jewelry and all that shit, and then they realize something.
I gotta make another album.
These niggas going around their block saying that they fucking professional now. They done made it. Like, nigga, you ain't made shit. They ain't even sell your fucking album yet, nigga. That was in advance. So if your shit bombs, like Joe Budden, that nigga got sold in advance and his shit bombed and he went into debt because he owed them motherfuckers for all the money that he spent. Same thing with the FGC. People think because they catch that sponsorship that they automatically hot and they pro. When just like Sanford said, some of these niggas can't even get out of fucking pools, and they still can't get out of pools. They sponsor and they still not getting out of pools.
Sponsor just a pretty little stamp saying, okay, we behind you, but you as the player, you still got to produce the results. You know what I'm saying? Like,
exactly.
See, that's the main thing is there isn't a lot. No Furo, I know Corey. Corey is a stand-up guy. He will stand behind Joe 100%. But at the end, Corey's product does not get marketed if Joe does not do well. If he does not do well, and people don't seem to understand. You look at Chris G and Fnatic with the headsets and all that. They sell headsets. I mean, Jesus Christ, if fucking Chris G wore any more headsets, fucking, he looks like one of those fucking African bitches with the fucking chain things going up her neck.
I don't remember the last time I seen Chris without that headset.
Exactly.
Actually,
I can't remember it either. Like, almost every time I seen him, he had them.
He's changed it up though. Instead of actually wearing them, he just puts them shits on his neck. Like, yo, I'm wearing the product alone.
But I do got a little personal message that I'm gonna make public to Chris G. Motherfucker, you ain't West Coast, so stop acting it.
Damn.
Oh.
Come back to the east. Come back to the east where you belong.
Nigga goes to Jabba Dog and shit goes crazy, huh?
No, it has nothing to do with that. It has nothing to do with that. Look. That's none of my business. That's none of my business. That's none of my business. But the fact of the matter
He
is,
is sponsored by a West Coast player, to be fair.
Yes, he is. Fnatic put him on. Fnatic put him on.
But I mean, he got to remember this though.
But he does act like he isn't, pro East Coast.
He's becoming part of the clique. Our FGC, I can't call them NWO because that means they have balls, but that none of them in their fucking clique have balls. But the
plastics,
the EG guys,
You said the plastics.
And again, nothing against any of them. They're all great guys, but you're becoming part of that clique. You're not. Remember, You know, I mean, growing up, I was always told, remember your roots, because where your roots are is where you grow.
Your foundation.
Your foundation. You were
Remember where you
born
came
and
from,
raised.
son.
You were born and raised. Look, you know, I've told stories of my fucked up life, what made me who I am, and and people have even asked me if you could change this. No, I ain't changing nothing. What you see is what you get. I'm proud the way I turned out. I mean, motherfuckers will look at me, and I've heard guys on fucking Neo get, oh, he's just stupid. Did all you motherfuckers just hear me on the phone with fucking Cablevision? Do I sound like a motherfucker that don't know what he's talking about?
Right.
So don't base on what you hear on the show on who I am. You don't know me. Come to a tournament, confront me. And the rest of these and the rest of these guys, but the rest of these guys, but here's the thing. If you confront me, you will see things different. Only one person, and you know what? I'll make an excuse for him because he was drinking Guinness all night, was Ski Sonic. And I'll say he was drunk.
Nigga, who drinks with Ski Sonic?
I wasn't. I wasn't. But the point was, he got drunk. He acted the fool. Rather than apologize and say, you know what, maybe I shouldn't have said that. No, he goes off on one of his fucking little pussy ass tangents. Let him do his thing. I don't give a shit. He's irrelevant to me. You're not a leader of the community. Commentators that think they're leaders of the community. It's people like Sanford. It's people like Chris G. These are the people that are going to be the foundation for this community when it grows. How it grows is up to them, and it's their responsibilities, whether you want it or not. You're in this scene to act not the fool. You know, I will just say this again. I've said it and I'll say it again. Imagine me, you know, because people say, well, you should lead the community. Listen, I've been locked up more times than the whole community put together. Okay? I spent 9 months in solitary motherfucking confinement and came out a fucking nut. Okay? I've done bad things in my life. I could never run for politics because whoever I was running against would have a field day in 5 minutes. Okay? But then again, there's other people in this community that we look at to become these leaders, but you don't look at them as who they are, as characters. And I'll use this as an example. Let's just say, I'm not mentioning names, some top player has a problem with drugs.
That's a couple of them.
Okay.
Be more specific.
No, I'm just saying, a person has problems with drugs, but he's a leader of the community, but he might be a stand-up guy. And we're trying to grow this scene, and then all of a sudden, one day, he comes to New York, let's say, and goes up to Washington Heights to cop some shit and gets busted. That makes our community look like a bunch of fucking assholes. That's why you need to pick and choose, just like when we supposedly politically pick guys that are supposed to be out for us. You got to pick and choose the right people. And I find Sanford, I find Dominion, I find Chris G, I find Mike Watson, I find F-Champ. I find Yipes. These are the people that are the ones that people should be talking to, as well as tournament organizers as well. But some tournament organizers need to get kicked to the curb. Because
my thing is, I want to make. Oh, did I cut you off?
No, go ahead.
My thing is, I personally feel that Chris G has a better position than most of us because he's winning. And he's winning, and the people that are sponsoring these players, they need to really look at him as an example because he's winning the most.
Yes.
He is not really doing a lot for the community itself.
Nah, he bodying people. That's all he's doing.
He's just beating people. I mean, it's helping the community in terms of the competition ratio because people want him to lose. But in terms of sponsorships, he doesn't market himself the way he could.
No, I agree with that.
See, that's what I said a while ago. Did I not say that shit? Like, if that boy learned how to talk to people, he'd be dangerous as shit. Yo, if he actually opened up and started, like, really selling himself, he'd be fucking dangerous.
Do you know a lot of people don't know he's got do you know a lot of people don't know he's got an accounting, or at least most of an accounting degree?
Yeah, that's crazy.
He's not. He's not. Everybody says, "Oh, he can't speak." You know what? You don't have to when you're doing numbers. You ain't got to speak.
And fucking F Champ shit, Ryan, when they did a fucking Filipino News did a news on thing on him, he was a fucking bank manager
Yeah.
before he did this shit. That boy was a bank manager. Do you know how hard it is to become a fucking bank manager as young as he was?
Yeah.
That's some hard shit to do. Like you just don't up and get bank management, nigga. You work for that shit. So when I saw that Filipino News deal, and I was like, oh shit, he's a bank manager.
And like, and perfect example, he no good just said it, and it's true. And again, this is not a jab at Mark, man. Mad Cats does not help get other fucking people into the scene.
No, they don't. They just sign you up and then you on your own.
You know, but they don't allow the growth of the scene. They're crippling it. They're not letting other people in. Other companies got to get in. Like I told Sweet Johnny Cage, go to every fucking bank. I don't care if it's Bank of America, Chase, Citigroup. Say, set up a fucking booth at our event. Give away $25 free fucking bank accounts and start paying people direct to their bank accounts. Direct deposit at the tournament. Sorry, you ain't getting cash. You know what you just fixed? Collusion. Pot splitting.
Yep.
Because your money going to go straight to your account.
So really there's nothing you can do until you go back home.
And the best part about it is the FGC is now learning something. It's called managing your fucking money. I mean, now you could turn around. Now you could turn around and just go to the bank and withdraw everything you got, but then you're a jackass. But at least you're building. You're building something. You're building the scene into something that's actually a coherent, not a sport, a competitive event. A competitive event, and you're at the same time you're giving players, whether you're a top player or a scrub. Now think about it. I go to a Big E event. I pay $50 at the door, and I play Street Fighter for $10 and Mortal Kombat for $10. I drop $100, but at the door I just got 25 of it back for signing up for a bank account. So I just got money back so in my eyes, I just saved money. But I got a motherfucking bank account. Something a lot of these people in this scene don't have. Now, whether you want to keep that bank account open and be a fucking moron and close it, that's up to you. But the point is, if there was other options like that out, other ways of growth, you know what? Obamacare, people, is going to suck. You know, nobody has insurance, and I've talked about the union thing. I gave up on union. But I'm telling you people now, if you ain't got a job, or even if you got a job, motherfucking jobs are cutting your hours down to 30 hours, so this way they ain't got to give you fucking Obamacare.
Yep.
Because they don't, so they have to give you Obamacare, correct myself, so they don't have to pay out. I pay $160 a month in medical insurance, whether I use it or not.
In case shit happens.
And like I said, I'm going for my third operation now, possibly. So, 2 operations in the last 2 weeks. I'm damn well glad I got that motherfucking insurance. Now, of course, when you're paying it, you're like, motherfucker, I'm giving my money away. This is bullshit. I never use it. It's kind of like car insurance. You're like, well, what the fuck do I need car insurance for? I never get into an accident. And then one day somebody plows into you doing 90 fucking miles an hour, and you're going, thank God I got the fucking car insurance. And the scene is going to grow only, and I reiterate, only if the East Coast, West Coast bullshit stops. Yes, it's good to have the fun, competitive side. But like I said earlier, there needs to be a USA team. There needs to be a Korean team.
Yeah. And represent like for every game. So
and if that's gonna happen, it ain't gonna be USA East and USA West versus Korea. No, it's gonna be USA.
Yeah,
we're going to take motherfuckers from the Midwest. We're going to take mothers from the West Coast and the East Coast. We're going to put them together. We're going to say, we're going to put together 5 of our best Street Fighter players in the world, period.
That'd be
James,
nice.
You know what's so funny about that, though? James? The key word in that sentence you just made is together.
Yeah.
Right? That's the key word. It's together. The problem with that is there's no unity, so there's nothing together.
Right.
Everybody's out for themselves, and if there's cliques. There's the EG clique, There's the East
AGE.
Coast clique, the AGE clique. There's Chris G. He's cool with the EG cats, but that's their bunch. That's their bunch. Because when they go up against me, they feel some type of way like they can't split with me because they know that I'm competitive and I'm not gonna troll and I'm not gonna pick bullshit in the finals.
And that's the way to play. That's called competitive. Like I told everybody a couple of weeks ago as well. Y'all don't want me. I told you I'm gonna run a tournament. Y'all gonna cry like bitches because I'm gonna set up the arcade cabinet with a fucking just the marquee of the cabinet, and I'm gonna say, put your quarter up. Guess what? One win. Now I can't do this with Marvel, but with Street Fighter, you better bring your A game because it's first to one and you're done.
And I did something on Twitter yesterday. I named all the characters that the East Coast were the best with in America. I did that.
Oh, I saw that, and then
And-
somebody came and was like, "Oh, word."
And the reason I did that was to get the attention of the West Coast players. Now, I knew I was going to get the attention of the not so top tier West Coast players. No offense to them, but I was mainly aiming at the EG players. Specifically because they like to not be involved in things unless it's a tournament.
Yeah.
To me, then that's fine because they're tournament players, but they're also players. So you should be involved in conversations like this because it keeps the scene more hype and interesting. They don't want to be interested unless it's for money.
Now,
which is fine.
I agree with you on that, but here is an issue. Now, I don't know the truth of it because you know what? I'll be honest with you. 99% of the West Coast people that I've dealt with speak with forked tongues. I've reached out to Justin, Ricky, PR, and I said, come on the show. Well, EG won't let us. So you're basically saying you're a slave to EG. You would rather sell your piece of shit Domino crap-ass pizza than be a part of the FGC and actually help its growth.
Yeah,
Because
as
you're
long as they're
getting
cutting the check,
because you're getting your whatever $2,000-$3,000 a month before taxes and living in somebody's house for free.
Yeah, they ain't trying to fuck that up, man.
But you know what? But here's the point. Where do you see them at 65? Do you still see them living in that house?
Of course not, man.
Exactly. Ain't nobody gonna know what fucking EG is in fucking 10 years. So you got to look at yourself, and you got to look inside to yourself and say, what do I want to do with myself? I do this show because I want to see this scene grow. The reason and people are like, well, why do you want to see the scene grow? You guys are my therapy. If not, there'd be holes in every fucking wall in my house. You know, but actually in broken hands because it's fucking plaster.
And another thing I wanted to address real quick. You know, a lot of the event that happened, the pop-off last Saturday, I'm not gonna take full credit for the reason it happened, but I will say this: it had to take me to pop off for people to really like get interested again. I had to say, you know something? The East Coast is ass. The East Coast sucks. They're mad weak in Street Fighter 4. Y'all lucky I don't play Marvel. If I play Marvel, I'd body everybody. Blah 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 blah. I had to run my mouth for people to get interested. Now, Chris G doesn't necessarily do it the way I do. Chris G will just say, the coast sucks, and that'll be it. Which is what he does. He goes around and says, everyone sucks. And he honestly, I don't know if he really believes that, but he says it without any hesitation.
Yes.
Now, he's in a position where he could actually say that because he's dominant. So people are not challenging what he's saying. They're just like kind of accepting it. Because I'm not as dominant as he is, when I make the same statement, they feel offended by it.
Yeah. How dare you say that?
Right.
That's happened a couple times though. When someone would say something and then they would get a bunch of malice and whatever else. But if Valley says it, you know, all of a sudden it's a fucking revelation from God.
Yeah.
Makes no sense.
Now, hold on a second. Hold on. EMPEB, you know what? I'm not bad-mouthing Justin. I know he's protecting what he's got. But it's going to come to an end, is what I'm saying. That people gotta think he ain't winning. Those days of him winning 15 Evos and all these tournaments, it ain't like that no more. Everybody caught up.
Yeah.
And you got to
Yeah,
look
they
at it,
are.
and you got to look at it, and you got to go, okay, maybe he put a nest egg aside. If he did, great, congratulations.
I think he got a regular job though, don't he? I think he has a regular
Well, to
job
be
now.
fair, to be fair, this is completely not a shot at Justin because Justin is good right now in life. He's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, he
Like,
is.
he's good. He's good. I'm just saying in general. Justin is supporting the scene. He travels like hell. He pushes his company. You know, he pushes EG. He actually plays people. But the thing about it is, I feel that them as a whole are not doing enough for it. He's probably doing the most outside of Eduardo for the community. And Eduardo, the thing with him is, you know, he'll play casuals, he'll play, but he doesn't really get into it as much as people would like.
Yeah.
You know, he's the most consistent placer in Street Fighter 4 right now. Can we all agree on that?
Mm-hmm.
He's the
Yeah,
most.
he does his shit. He does.
He's the most consistent player in America, but he only showcases his skill in tournament, which is fine. I don't mind, you know, him doing that. Tournament is where it matters. That's what matters. That's where the money is. But
Yeah.
Correct.
there are a lot of players that feel that they can beat him, but don't get the opportunity to play him because in a tournament they'll run into matchups that are not favorable for them. So a lot of people feel that his position in tournaments is questionable because of his brackets.
Yeah, that's a whole nother issue. Is people say, you know, these guys get the bracket favoritism just to get them in there, but sometimes, and I mean, there's a lot of shady shit that goes on in this scene.
Yeah, like tournament organizers are set the tournament up so that the good players will play the good players in the end, thus giving the average players no chance.
Yeah.
And the good players earn that because of the consistency in tournaments, you know, winning and placing, which is fine. You get rewarded for that. But the problem with that is it doesn't allow the people that enter the tournaments to have a chance of winning or showcasing their actual skill.
No, it stagnates the growth because now if I enter, like for example, NEC, I'm entering Street Fighter 4. I'm going straight up Diego Un Suarez, Ryu, motherfucker, fireball, ducking fucking fierce into a super. That's it. Stay the fuck away from me. If not, then I'm gonna go with Honda. One of those two. Now, I don't expect to I even make it out of my pool. But you know what my goal is? Beat one motherfucker that's been playing this game longer than me. And I'm going to walk away and I'm going to say, I'm not retiring from it, but that's the beginning. That's the beginning. And I'm going to slowly work. And when Ultra comes out, damn straight I'm playing it. You know, I've been inspired by watching this scene stagnate. It's inspired me. And I've gotten, again, questions on Ask FM. When are you going to drop Baraka and actually try to play the game? We all seen you play the fucking other MKs and blow people up, and now you just kind of like, eh. Because you know what? I don't care. But I care now. And I'm not blaming my wife. A wife will fuck up your life. Okay? In the real, it'll fuck up your life. And, you know, my practicing and, you know, Sanford, how often do you play?
You want me to be completely honest?
In a week.
Yo, I don't really play that much because I don't really have nobody to really push me to compete. I only play a lot when it's a tournament. If it's a tournament, I'll go to the tournament and I'll play casuals before the tournament to get myself prepared.
But before the tournament, before you really started getting into it, you were going to the Arc and you were practicing there, correct?
Oh no, you talk about the old days?
Yeah.
Oh, we used to play Marvel 2 for like 15 hours a day.
Exactly. I'd be lucky if I get 15 minutes a week. You know. So how the hell do I expect to place anywhere? I mean, I literally, you know, what was funny with Mortal Kombat is they actually had a clock inside when you went into the crypt that told you how long you played, how many hours you logged on. I got 12 hours since the game came out on the clock. And I'm like, wait, motherfuckers. So you're telling me, you can say whatever you want. You won your tournament with your cabals and all your other bullshit. I played the game 12 hours and I came in top 20. 12 hours? So imagine if I put the time in that I used to be able to put in, which, by the way, when you have a wife, it makes it almost impossible, especially a Latina wife that wants to watch her fucking novellas from 7 to 10 o'clock at night, and your ass has got to be going to work at 5 in the morning. You know, so my house is empty now. I'm slowly clearing up all my bad karma, we'll call it. When the bad karma is over, I'm coming after everybody. I'm coming after you, Sanford. I'm coming after everyone. Nobody is not on the radar. If you play a fighting game, I don't care if it's KOF. I want to destroy Infiltration. I want to fucking destroy Daigo. I want Justin Wong to say, Cometh, I'm sorry, you the best. Goodbye. And that's it. That's my goal. Nobody has that fire in them in this fucking scene because they turn around and they say, "Oh, I'm playing Sanford. I'm getting fucking blown up. Oh God, here comes fucking Sagat. I'm done."
You want to know why? You want to know why? You want to know why? Because we're living in the WWE era. This is not the Attitude Era.
No,
right? I said that before.
Yeah,
man, the truth in that statement.
This is not, blood, sweat, and tears. All right, this is just cheers.
Yes.
Yeah, that's like, to me, that's definitely like a problem in general, because I know you know this too, Sanford, even in the Tekken community, that's bad, because when, like, case in point, I look back when final round 16, when Knee and JDCR came over here, our best American that performed in that was Lil Majin.
Lil Majin, yeah. He took third, yeah. Yeah,
he took third. And the thing is, and even outside of that, even Young Speed Kicks went against JDR, he almost got him. Now, my thing is that if America more so like united in that sense, and not only in that, but actually practice the things that mattered, like fundamentals, because their fundamentals compared to ours are just like, if you look at a Korean match and look at an American match, you'll see a clear difference. The
thing is, not to cut you off, the thing is about that particular tournament, Knee was sent to the losers bracket originally by JDCR.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Knee then beat Fab, Knee then beat Fernando, Knee then beat GM, and then he beat fighting GM Little Margin after that. And he also beat ATO Hall, which is Anakin.
Yeah.
So he beat the five best players in America with practical ease.
Yeah, he did.
Now the fact that he beat them so easily is what upset me, because all five of them should have huddled up and devised a strategy to beat this guy. At least try.
Right.
But because they're so stuck up and within themselves to beat each other, they didn't do that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, if it was the most important thing, because even I look back at that Friday when they had the 5 versus 5 tournament, I'm like, even then, y'all really should have been like together and like trying to devise how to beat them. Yeah, because when I look back at that and see how Owl ran through New York when he used Miguel and Elisa, I was like, oh my God. I was like, this is crazy.
And that's my thing. My thing is, at Evolution, the Japanese came over here from Marvel and they got bodied. And it's not that necessarily that we're that much better than them. It's just that I feel in Marvel we have more unity because it's more of a pride thing with America. Because America is not known to lose to Japan in Marvel ever.
No, but we're willing to accept the loss in Street Fighter. And that's the problem. And that's the problem.
Yeah, that's the bad part.
We're willing to take a loss in that. Let me tell you something. Ain't no Japanese motherfucker picking up Mortal Kombat and touching any motherfucker. If 100-man tournament, that motherfucker coming in 180. The goddamn custodian and the housekeeper gonna whoop his ass.
Oh, they already know that though. Like, that's the difference between the overseas fighting game community and ours. See, I'll put it this way. That whole final round debacle with that Japanese player, like, do you not understand that a whole community came together to study tapes on all the motherfuckers that he'd be fighting and strategies on how to beat them damn near for free? And that's exactly what that kid did. He beat everybody for free. And the funny thing was, afterwards, SRK is like, oh my God, Kasuru had videos on us. No shit, idiot. the whole once you put it on the internet,
Yeah,
everybody
they-
does. But the community gathered together to send that boy down there to fuck us up, and they did exactly what they wanted. They said, "Okay, this is how he plays. Here's the videos. How do we counter that?" And they had very informative videos that we now use to combat the same issues. So now we got our own American fucking players doing the same shit in fucking NBC3 with Frank West and so on and so forth. But that's the difference between a community that fucking works together than a community that is working against each other. It's like, well, that won't work. Why? Because I'm good and you're not. Okay, right, whatever. Fuck you.
The FGC kind of reminds me. Remember that era, like when New York rap was real prevalent and everybody was trying to take each other out.
Just like
Exactly.
that.
Just
Like I said, late 80s, early 90s rap.
Oh yeah.
It's exactly
Yeah,
what's going. That's exactly what's going on right now.
Yo, I'm the best. No, I'm the best. No, I'm the best.
And now you look at it, and fucking Dre and Eminem are fucking working together. Motherfuckers on all coasts. There ain't no more fucking East Coast, West Coast bullshit because they realized, unfortunately, between the Pac and the fucking Biggie thing, that this shit's fucking getting stupid.
Yeah, it is.
You know, and ever since then, the unity happened. We have a chance. Look, I'm telling you now, I've spoken to people that own Infiltration. They own them. They own the League of Legends. They own the StarCraft 2 over in Korea. They're coming. And they said, we're coming with everything. KOF, fucking Marvel, fucking Tekken, fucking Street Fighter. We're coming for blood now. But we're going to run around and we're going to be like, oh, well, at least we got Marvel. Well, let me tell you something. Out of 20 games, one is not enough. That's a loss in my book.
And I want to state something about that too. It's rather interesting to me that they say, oh, we got Marvel at least. When in fact, Nemo came here and whooped two of our best players' ass in Evo.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
He bodied two of our best players, and he possibly could have bodied the rest if he would have stayed. Now, with that said, that shows that they could potentially take over our game.
And
so
then
we need to be on
nothing.
we need to be on our P's and Q's. Also, what James said about them coming over here and taking over everything, if the FGC does blow up to where serious sponsors, get involved, like cyber games, like things like that, where the real money is, they're gonna come down here.
Yeah.
They're gonna come down here, and then we're gonna see how much unity the USA has.
Exactly. And the fact that right now, like I said, because we're living our little fucking wannabe fucking rap gangster war now, it's pathetic. And I believe the East Coast and the West Coast and the Midwest, I'm not leaving them out. The boys in corn, the boys in corn, the South folk, you are the East Coast, so just you got to accept that. I mean, but until everybody comes together, and I'm not talking in just Marvel and Street Fighter, I'm talking every game. We got to actually sit, and I hate to sound Triforce-esque, if that's even a word. I just made it up, but he's right. He's right when he's always talking about these congresses. The top players need to sit down and be like, yo, we all got to be real with each other. This storm is going to eventually come. Are we going to wait, and I'm going to use a bad analogy, but are we going to wait for Pearl Harbor before we decide to unite? Until the Japanese come and blow us up in every one of our games? Or Korea blows us up in every one of our games? Do we have a KOF guy that we could say, this motherfucker can take on all of Korea?
Nope.
We ain't even got one. Do we got a guy that we could sit there and say, I guarantee if we sent this one guy to Korea, he's going to blow up everybody in fucking Street Fighter?
For KOF, we got to get that. For KOF, we got to give that Mexican a green card to come in.
But no, because you know why? Because Central America needs to put their own shit together. My whole belief system in this whole thing is this. All right, America, Japan, Korea. Those are considered the main competitive fighting game scenes. After that, you take all of the Caribbean islands, or Caribbean, depending on how you say it, and take your best of your best and build a team. You take all of South America and put your best of the best together. And let me tell you something. I've been down to South America. Those motherfuckers can bring KOF. Believe me, when I go into the arcades in Colombia and fucking Ecuador, they got motherfucking KOF 93 all the way up to 2013 in their arcade. And that's all that's there. Oh, I'm sorry, in a main box that don't get touched. So these motherfuckers have this skill, but the problem is, if this scene grows up, they have one of the biggest issues with countries, with continents, should I say, like South America, is getting to events. Because a lot of these consulates are like, well, if you go to America, your ass ain't ever coming back. Right. So, if there's an establishment, just like how now the Olympics are making the League of Legends an Olympic thing and all that, the same thing's got to happen with our scene. We need to grow, but we need to grow not by just tournament fucking turnouts, but by nationwide, countrywide, making this thing blow up. Make the sponsors take notice of us. They're not gonna, there's no motherfucker sitting at a desk trading JP Morgan or T. Rowe stock that's gonna sit there and go, I want to know how this fighting game community thing is. They have to take notice. We have to make them take notice of us. And it can't be because they read in the paper Sanford Kelly lost in a match and chased Trey out the door of fucking a hotel in Philadelphia with a gun. You can't have that kind of, that's the negativity. I take blame for part of that as well. At times my show has come off very negative. We've already gone through that whole thing. It's not a good look. But, my thing is, and I've explained it to Twitch executives, that's my thing. I said, think about it this way. I said, when MLG was up and coming, who put a $500 bounty on Perfect Legend? I put a $500 bounty on him, and I told the motherfucker, if somebody babies him, I'll give you another $50 on top of it.
And you know what happened?
And Kerbalicious, the only motherfucking New Yorker that I didn't even account for, did that shit, and I paid his ass. So I mean, that's where I get what Sanford's saying with the WWE eras. We need ECW shit. We need tables, chairs, and ladders and that type of shit. We really need to establish through our competitions the best of the best. And then there has to be a group. I don't care if it's fucking Mr. Wizard himself. I don't care if he flips a fucking McRib, heads you're in, tails you're not. My point is, you got to come up with a team of, say, 20 players and make those players and believe it or not, it was already there, your USA video game team. That's there to represent the fighting game community. And down the road, guess what? If this takes off right, you put together a League of Legends American team. And turn this thing into a nationwide thing rather than somebody's feeding back. Lenell, you're feeding back.
League of Legends already has that.
Yeah, but not a true USA team.
Not really.
It's whatever teams get together and the winner of them. But I would rather if Joe from team AGE and Bill from team fucking EG are the better players, I'm gonna say pull them both off their teams and put them on one team. Make a best team.
So you want some Olympic committee shit right there.
And that's what's gotta. And if this scene wants to grow, that's the only way it's gonna grow. With, as well as I said before, obviously being more inclusive. The sexism shit is got to stop. I mean, the shit, my girl Tricky Shadow, who's part of OBS down in Florida, is ready to quit the scene. I told you, if she quits this scene, I'm quitting this fucking scene. Whoever keeps fucking with her, you can fuck with her, but if I find you, you better be like some 6'9", 400-pound motherfucker with no testicles. Because if you don't have testicles, I'm ripping them the fuck off. Because if I can't beat you up straight up, I'll do whatever it takes to beat you the fuck up. Stop harassing people. You know, I don't care if I get messages. Like I said, I got an Ask FM message yesterday or today. The message said to me, if you walked in your house and you saw Tom Brady sitting on your bed fisting himself, what would you do?
Wow.
I said I would burn my sheets and I would throw him out of my fucking house. What am I supposed to do?
That's actually a trick question because Tom would be complaining about how hard this was and how easy it was 2 months ago when he had Sub-Zero.
Oh my God! But the point is, you know, it's okay to trolling. You know, this is the thing about trolling. Trolling to build hype is one thing. Trolling to be a scumbag is a totally different thing. You know, it's like, you know, if I turned around, I would never, even in my worst day, I don't troll people. I just don't. I got no reason to. I got too much shit in my day that if you got time to sit there and ask a guy if fucking you grew an extra testicle, what would you do with it? Yeah, I mean, it's like, what the fuck? Why would you ask questions like that?
Sure.
You know, it's like, I would rather you. People have asked me serious questions. You know, I've had people say, dude, I love your show. I answer every person. I'm not Hollywood. I'm as far from Hollywood as you can be. I answer everybody that, whether you email me, hit me up on Skype, on fucking, I mean, if I don't get back to you right away, it might be a couple of hours later, maybe a day later. But I always answer every message I got. And that, to me, and I'm not putting myself on a pedestal, needs to happen more. Because that mentality is me saying, I'm no different than that kid that just paid $50 that's going to come in 96th place in a fucking tournament out of 95 guys. You know, I'm a regular guy. I work a regular job. Do I want to win tournaments? Dude, of course I want to. But I also know it's not going to happen with the amount of time and practice I put in. But I still continue to go. Like I said, I've been to over 30 events in the last 3 years. You know, in my eyes, when somebody says, I mean, I've gotten called an 09er and an 11er, and I'm like, really? 09er and 09er and an 11er? You know, and I let it rock. I let it rock. I'm like, whatever. You think what you want. But then every once in a while, it's just that one person that just pisses me the fuck off. That I got to make my comments. But if you guys want this scene to grow, that is the way it's going to grow. Nobody is going to notice the pissant FGC based off of the way it's running now. Nobody cares about evolution. Last time I checked, I missed it. Maybe one of you guys caught it on ESPN Sports Desk. Do you remember them talking about evolution last year?
No.
Because it didn't fucking happen. Because nobody gives a shit about it except the guys that actually go to the tournament. And a couple of penny arcades and fucking event scrubs, you know, these other fucking people, and a couple of fan sites. That's all that covers it. There's no, it's exactly what Sanford was saying about Chris G with marketing it. We're not marketing this community. Yep. We're just taking what we got, you know, and letting it ride. You know, Shin Blanca. Richard Warren passed away September 19th.
Yeah, unfortunately.
SRK put up a small little article, and I believe that was it. I could be wrong. You know, I mean, I did a show as well to help, you know, to try and help out his mother. But that's the stuff that needs to come out more. Not so I get notarized, but to show that this community is serious about growing. That it's not just about, oh shit, I hate Sanford and fucking I gotta beat his ass. I don't know Richard Warren from Adam. I met him twice, very cordially, hellos, goodbyes, nice to meet you, and that was it. Now that he passed away, now people are like, wow, you know, he was a really nice guy. That's the stuff that needs to come out more. That side of the FGC, not the, I'm coming over to fuck Truf's wife when I whoop his ass in Street Fighter 4. That's the shit that doesn't need to always be there. That's internally. Internally, we need that competition. But that's what Penny Arcade and, you know, Event Hubs, that's the things that they're going to cover. They cover the negative aspect of this community at any opportunity they get. You know, the minute I did that video, every tweet I put up that was talking about me telling fucking, you know, whether it was Jeff Bailey or fucking James Chen to go fuck their mothers, that's what they used. That's what they used in the article. Oh, look at this guy. He told him to go fuck his mother. So what? Who am I? You know, and if this scene wants to grow, you need people like, and again, I'm going to reiterate, Sanford. You're going to need Mike Watson. No. You're going to need fucking Dominion. You're going to need F-Champ. You're going to need the EG guys.
Yo, I don't know who that is beating that stick, but if you keep doing that shit, I'm going to tell the cops that motherfucker just fell down the steps. That's straight up domestic violence you put on that stick. I don't know which one of y'all heavy-handed motherfuckers like tackle it. Yo, talk.
You know, but
somebody in his own on SFXT. That's all I'm saying. So,
I'm hearing Tekken or something.
No, that's like a Street Fighter cross-taking the law like a motherfucker. Oh shit! Speaking of on blast, let's put Flo on blast for being told that Seth LOL was going to be the bane of his fucking existence, and yeah, we was right. So fuck that guy. Like saying.
I ain't playing nothing right now, nigga. I'm just chilling.
Alright, well, either way, you know, I think there has to be some kind of committee. But of course, you know, the West Coast people that are making their fucking $13 a fucking episode are too fucking ego-filled to actually sit there and say, you know, we gotta, for $13. Really? For $13, you'll destroy this community? For $26, well, whatever, let's say fucking $100 a month. $100 a month, you're going to wreck this fucking scene. Rather than try to make it grow. Just think of it this way. If the scene grows, your stream money grows. Right. More will come to it. You know, I don't like Dark Lurker. You know, he's a brony. I don't give a fuck he's a brony. You know, it doesn't affect me. I actually kind of, I mean, I'm not a brony fan, but I mean, I see the bronies, I'm like, yeah, they're kind of cute little ponies. I'd like to step on their heads, but, you know, I don't find myself going, okay, you know, don't include these people because they're bronies, because they're weird. How many tournaments have you been to with motherfuckers that got piercings all over their eyes, their noses, their ears, they're inked from head to toe? Or why don't you uninclude? How come they're not included? Or what are we going to do next? Say, well, if you're black, you can't come to our tournaments. I mean, where does it, you know what I'm saying? My point is, where do you draw a line? I draw a line at if you're a fucking pedophile or into bestiality, don't show up to a tournament because I'm fucking you up. Beyond that, any other group is worth going. Dark Lurker even said, I like fighters. And he's a brony. Do you think he's the only brony that likes fighting games? They had their own fucking fighting game that got fucking trashed because fucking of Hasbro. So they obviously like fighting games.
Yeah, they play the anime most of the time. Yeah, they'll play the anime.
And they'll play the anime. But you know what? That's part of this scene. I'm sick of hearing that Capcom is the scene. Capcom is not the scene.
Right.
You know, you could say whatever you want. You guys can sit there, you know, every Capcom guy out there can sit there and go, well, Capcom cares. No. People bitch about NRS. I said this a couple of weeks ago. I emailed Hector and I said, listen, I have a player I'm sending to Evo. His name is OBS Rattlehead. He's the kid that wrote the intro song to the show. He's a blind player. And he likes Injustice, but here's his problem. The interactables fuck him. Because he has no way to know that the interactables are there. For one player, they turned around and they said, we're going to put a sound that indicates you're near an interactable and a vibration on the controller. This way you know if something's near you that you can throw. Would Capcom do that?
Nope.
Would Capcom say, well, you know, in case, you know, I mean, Capcom don't need it, obviously, because they have no interactables, but, you know, NRS went out of their way. Now, granted, look, I'm not going to sit here and lie and say NRS doesn't have some design issue problems, but their heart is in their community to try and make their game grow and obviously sell. You know, KOF, do they support their community? Answers?
I can't really speak on that. I really don't.
I mean, I don't follow the community.
You know, if not you guys, I'm asking the guys in the chat. Does KOF support, you know, or Atlas? Do they support? You know, I've seen them come down to events.
P4.
I've seen them come down. I've seen them come down. You know, I've seen them come down to Big E's events, you know, to showcase stuff. So, I mean, I find that they do support it.
They just do P4 though.
Yeah.
Like, when it comes to their other shit, not so much. But P4 they did. They sent like Big E like a case or two of those. And I don't recall them ever coming down there like personally.
Yeah, I mean, the scene is going to grow when we unify more. These companies will actually have to stop and say, well, wait a second. Right now, because we're so fractured, they say, nah, we don't give a fuck about them. Our sell-through is 3.5 million copies. There's 3,000 people to 5,000 people that show up to a fucking Evo. Any other tournament in between that is between 100 and fucking 500. You know, so they're like, that's minuscule money compared to the big picture, which is selling to the casual user. So we have to make them take notice. And so Kuro said, yeah, they do support it. You know, Atlas supports the West Coast guys more though. Why? Because Chris G is pretty much our main fucking, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong, Kuro, but I believe Chris G is our main KOF guy.
Is he?
I would think so. I mean, I know he's always the guy that's placing top for East Coast. You know,
I mean, he's our main guy. Period.
You know, so I mean, it's like if this community doesn't unite, I can guarantee you, just like the arcades disappeared, your tournaments are going to be at next level. You're going to have a couple of tournaments once in a while. You're going to have, by the way, you know, on that next level shit, I found another joint in fucking, in Brooklyn that I'm going to hit up, that 250 arcade machines in it, want to run tournaments. I'm going to meet with this guy. I guess that's me telling you that I'm going to try to give Henry Chen a run for his money. Because the place is pretty legit. So, I mean, but my point is, where does the unity start? When does the unity start? How does the unity start? I don't have that answer.
Well, it can start by getting rid of all these fake motherfuckers.
Well, I mean, we could go down the line.
No. You need the fake motherfuckers around, man. You know why? Because the fake motherfuckers are good examples of what not to do.
What not to do, exactly. You know, I mean, I will tell you this right now. When I met Perfect Legend, I hated his guts.
Me too. I didn't hate him. I just disliked him.
Yeah, but you know what? For me, and it was like what Larry Shinblanca was telling me when Richard passed. He's like, it felt like losing a son. Perfect Legend to me now, as I've watched him mature through the scene, became a stand-up guy. And to me, that's my reward. That's all my, you know, I don't give a fuck about money. I got a job. But to see somebody grow and actually mature in the scene and not just sit there and go, man, this character needs to be buffed and this one needs to be nerfed and this character sucks. And man, these fucking guys, they don't know how to design games, but they've been developing games for the last 30 years, but they don't know what the fuck they're doing. I do, because I'm 18 years old and I just got out of high school and I can jerk off 3 times a day still instead of only once. You know, so I watched him mature. I watched him get fucked. You know, I watched those videos with him and Master, whatever, in the DOA, in the California thing, and they stuck him on a team full of girls. I'm like, wow, talk about fucking royally trying to screw somebody. You know, but he's matured. He's sponsored now. He does the right thing. He streams. He's polite. He doesn't pop off. He does his thing. And that's it. In my opinion, when I made my Cantaloupe videos, he is a leader of the MK community now to a degree. He's won 2 Evos. Can't top that. 2 Evos back to back. Almost won 3. But he didn't win the 3. But if he won the 3, he would have still gotten shit. Meanwhile, I love CD Jr. CD Jr.'s got to get off his high horse. Rico Suave's got to get off his high horse. Any of these fucking Injustice players that think that, Injustice is this end-all game. Look, I love NRS. I've been friends with these guys for 25 years. I'll be honest with you, and I've told this to Trey, I need to learn some Hawk Girl because I might actually want to play. That game's got so much fucking dust on it, it's not even funny.
I feel like it's dying.
So do I.
It's dying because of the community, dude. Because I can tell you right now, everybody I know, like even myself, I don't like the game not because characters. No, because of mechanics. The mechanics are killing this fucking game.
See, for me, it's a combination of both. I will say this: it is the mechanics that hurts it, but for me, DC just don't cut it. And
the game isn't a bad game though. It's not.
It isn't, but it's just the way this community making it. The community's turning it into a bad game.
Yeah.
This is why I don't like to go on TYM. I don't like to go to fucking certain sites. I don't like to look at Twitter sometimes because all I'm gonna see is bitching and bitching and bitching, and no one's going to train them on to find out ways around that shit.
Let me ask you guys a question. How many times has Injustice been patched already?
Oh
Like
my god,
6.
I'm about to say about 6 at least.
It's been patched 6 times?
Yep.
Yes.
How long has the game been out?
April.
6 months.
Since April.
What?
It's almost there. It's almost there.
What?
It's almost there. Take it easy.
That's ridiculous. 6
Now you
times?
understand what I'm saying. Now you understand what I'm saying, because these people they're slow. Like the game at first came out, it had some balance problems, but overall, if you just tweak 1 or 2 things, game would have been straight for everybody. Like
all right.
matchups.
Okay, so what did they buff and what characters did they buff and what characters did they nerf during the duration of the game's been out?
All of them.
So they tweaked all the characters.
They tweaked everybody.
So what is the complaint now about the game?
That the problem is that the characters that they wanted tweaked weren't tweaked the way they wanted.
Exactly. It's just a sense of entitlement. Like I'm saying, like Black Adam and Superman, they supposedly got the touch of death with the nurse. Them niggas is still exactly the same way they are. And then even fucking Black Adam got buffs. Like, oh, we're gonna take this away, but we're just gonna give him this. That makes him 30 times much better. Excuse me? And then the input things too, like if you use alternate control, like Street Fighter controls, say you block something and you hitting, like say you trying to meter burn a move, but then you block something. When the meter burn button still don't come out, but since you block something, it does a push block which uses your meter. So it's probably like, oh shit, well I didn't want the push block, I wanted it near me. Damn, I just wasted meter and it's unavoidable. And then regular controls though. Oh, this is the best part. This is the best part about
You know something about the game that I noticed? I noticed that Superman is always top tier in the game, right? Now, listen. Superman is top tier. Y'all listening?
Yeah.
Yeah, we
Alright, Superman is always top 10 in the game. The thing is, because it's Superman, I feel DC made him that good because of who he is, which is fine. But then you make Wonder Woman, who's good, right? Not as good as Superman. Superman's better, but you make her so skillful to the point where like a lot of people can't use her. So why don't they just make the characters more skillful so the game won't be like that? So they don't have to keep patching the game, keep nerfing characters and buffing characters. Just make every character difficult to use. That's it. That's how you patch the game.
That won't even help, dude. Like listen, it won't help because execution doesn't matter. Because it's gonna turn a lot of people off. Why do you think people don't play KOF Virtual Fighter or Tekken? for that match.
Too
People play
hard.
Tekken.
It's not like super difficult to use, but like a little more difficult than what it is.
The Virtual Fighter is only 3 buttons, but they think that shit is the hardest game on earth.
Yeah, but the Virtual Fighter's characters are not all that interesting either.
It's not. That's the thing. But the thing is, though, it's
more
supposed to be
in-depth.
like a more like realistic type fighter. It ain't no
I
damn
love
super
Virtua
movie. Nigga, I love Virtual Fighter 2, dog. And if people played it more, that would be my main game. I would not be playing Injustice if people
I
played
like
it more.
Virtua Fighter 2, Virtua Fighter 3. Those are the only Virtua Fighters I like. Every Virtua Fighter after that, I didn't support that much.
5 wasn't bad.
5 wasn't. No. Fuck that. 5 version D wasn't bad.
Yeah.
5 versions A through C were some fucking bad times, nigga. They were bad times. Oh my god, Jackies and fucking L Blazes everywhere.
Well, new one now. This one's fine. This one's not.
Yeah, D is very, very balanced. I like it personally,
But back to what I'm saying though, like this problem with Injustice though is like everybody from most people that flocked to this game first were the people that came from MK9. And you know what they did to that game? They fucked that game to hell. And you know what they're doing now? They're fucking this game to hell again.
Then
and
they
it's
need to
the
patch it.
cycle. Like the game needed to go through 6 patches at all. Damn it, they only should have went through 1. The rest of these should have been little hot fixes for the glitches like Zod's trade glitch, something like that. But overall, we should have had at least 1, maybe 2 patches just in case we found something really fucking broken.
Listen, bugs are classified in 3 ways. And it goes for every company. An A bug, a B bug, a C bug. An A bug makes the game actually crash. All right, that's due to either an addressed error or an error in the actual coding. A B bug affects gameplay in a way where it can cause a glitch that, like, i.e., Guile's handcuffs or Dalsim shutting the machine off. A C bug, yes, that shows how old I've been playing Street Fighter. A C bug is what they consider a optional bug. For example, you know, a guy was supposed to only get a 4-hit combo off of something, and for some reason the glitch allowed him to get a 5-hit combo. That is the ones that are the variables. Focus on the A's and the B's. You know, like what you were saying with Zod and the fucking, you know, when they had the invincibility shit and the puddle. I mean, basically they had the Guile handcuffs for him. You know, shit like that has to get taken out. These guys that complain about these games only complain about the games because their character loses. I have never once, can anybody in the stream or anybody in the chat right now tell me somebody that complained about a character that they used that they said, you know what, my character's just too overpowering. You should really nerf him down a little bit.
Nope.
Not damn.
Never gonna.
As a matter of fact, Brady kept it quiet. He didn't say nothing about freaking Aquaman. That's why he's still freaking top tier.
He left him alone. He shut his fucking mouth like a smart motherfucker. Said, no, my character's good. If my character's the goodies the way he is, I'm not going to complain about him.
He opened his mouth about Sub-Zero, and Sub-Zero got nerfed.
And then Sub-Zero got raped like you wouldn't believe. You know, I mean, Sub-Zero has a ground freeze that serves 0 purpose. It's like 135 frame ground freeze.
You know, the only use they had for it, they took it out because they felt it was too overpowering.
Exactly. You know, so, you know, when people go, you know, when testers are not there to make their characters the best characters. Now, of course, everybody that's tested a game says, well, I didn't do that. I was testing the game to test the game. Bullshit. I'll tell you this. Rule 1 of testing a game. For example, let's say Capcom said, hey, James, we want to hire you to test Street Fighter. All right. I hate girl characters. I've mentioned it before. The first character I would use, Rose. Because I know I hate her. But you know what? You know what I bet. But you know what I benefit? By the time I'm done, and this is what made me so good at Mortal Kombat 1 and 2, by the time I'm done, I know every fucking option Rose has. So when I finally go to Ken, who's my favorite, motherfucker, you can't bring nothing that I don't know you got. And that's the difference between now, the players of now and then. They say, oh, Superman, back 2, 3, freeze, yada, yada, yada. And then they learned that, and they said, that's all I want to do. They don't care what
And they
matchup
get mad,
is.
They get hit by it.
You know, and exactly. And then they say, that's all I need to do, so that's all I'm going to do. This whole tier whoring, when people ask me, well, why did you use Baraka? I used Baraka for the simple fact that I was making fun of all the fucking top-level players. They just didn't realize it.
What?
I was making fun of them. Baraka is garbage. But I was like, motherfucker, you lost to Baraka, bitch. MLG, I came in like 30s, all right, at MLG Columbus with Baraka. You know, the worst character in the game at the time next to Shiva, you know, but I know Webster's going to hate that one, but eat a dick, that's the way it is. But my point was, out of 250 people that showed up, or whatever it was, 200 people, I came in 30 with the worst character in the game. So what does that tell you about your Cabals and your Kenshis and all your other characters?
Them niggas is ass.
Exactly.
Basically.
That you couldn't be a shit character. That all I had was an EX dash and a down one where I could go to the bathroom, take a shit, and come back before it actually came out.
Oh my god.
And you lost to that. Oh wait, I had a corrected version. See, he was better when he first came out because his chop auto corrected. So if you jumped over him, he would turn and still catch you with it. They fucked that up and they fixed it. So I was like, man, I can't even do that no more. So I even went less from what I had. And I came in 30s. And then I had to cheat because once I was in 30s and I was loser, I was like, all right, I got to go with Sector and fucking Kung Lao now because this is do or die. And because I spent so much time on Baraka and not the other characters, I got blown up. You know, which I was willing, I accepted, but I was like, oh, you know what? MLG, 42 years old, and I came in 30 with fucking Baraka. Imagine I mastered Cabal or fucking Kung Lao, you know, and spent all the time that everybody spent on the guys that they knew were top tier. I missed the days that people actually picked characters because they were like, you know what, I can identify with this guy.
I just noticed something. We got OBS EMP the game in here.
Yes, we do.
You just noticed that.
What is going on, brother?
That's good, bro.
I didn't even notice.
I had to comment.
James,
Yeah.
James, you have a very valid point about that. About the players picking the top tiers and expecting to jump to the top, which some of them do, you know, because at the end of the day, the top tier characters give you top tier results. They do.
Yes.
But I will say this: the thing about the top tier players using the top tier characters is they're not going to be top tier players forever. You know, and because of that, I feel the skill comes into play when they use other characters that are not as good as the characters that they initially dominate with. That's the issue with Marvel right now. The issue with Marvel 3 right now is people have not devised the strategy around Morgan. Right? Chris G is dominating with Morgan. People are complaining about Morgan. They've been complaining about Morgan for the last year. Possibly year and a half. They're complaining about one character. Not his team, his character.
His character.
Right? There are several characters in the game that fight this character. Like Dormammu. Right? Like another characters that fight her. These players, most of them are new schoolers. That doesn't mean that they suck. That just means that they're new schoolers and they're not fundamentally sound. So they're trying to beat him with a very simple strategy. Chris G, believe it or not, is not as OG as say like a Wtih or Choi or Watson, or Arturo or an Eddie Lee, because we come from the old generation.
Eddie Lee.
But Chris G is not that young in terms of the community either.
No.
He was around during the Chinatown days.
Yeah.
The early Chinatown days. So he was watching us play. He would play his DDR, he would play his Third Strike, but he would watch us play.
Fucking DDR. I watched that motherfucker play DDR one day. I was like, dude, you look like you're having an epileptic seizure. And the motherfuckers, I don't even know what the fuck's going on. It's just, and it's funny because the motherfucker takes his shoes off. He gets in his fucking position. And I'm like, dude, man, it's the fucking marathon and shit. And he goes to the ultra level. I'm like, well, nah, man, fuck that. I'd have a heart attack and die.
Like Chris G plays like
steps.
And with me saying that he plays everything, other players, the new school players, they don't have as much knowledge as he does in terms of the fights rather than the information. You can have the information on how to beat it, but performing it is a totally different thing. The performance aspect of the stream monsters and streamers that watch him play and other top players play, their execution in doing it is not shown in their results.
Yeah.
That's the problem. The problem is people are watching streams but not learning from streams.
And that's, you know, I mean, it's easy to watch it. It's not easy to mimic it, is what it comes down to. People see it and they say, okay, oh, shit, all he does is this? I could do this. And then when it's actually time to do it, and, you know, you might even get down, you know, the Morgan fucking fireball spam. But now, you saw that and that's what you connected to. You're like, that's what I got to master. And then all of a sudden, the motherfucker gets in under you, and now you're like, oh, fuck, I didn't watch the rest of the fucking video. How do I get out of this now? They're in my face.
Yep.
You know, and everybody's being programmed by the top players, well, this is how you have to play. There's no originality.
None. Zero. That is so damn true.
James, it's funny you say that because Adonis said that recently.
Yeah.
When I was talking to him.
You know, I actually Exalt Malt. I don't know if he's still in the chat. You know, we were joking around, and he's, you know, when I told him I need to find a character in Street Fighter 4 that I'm gonna like, and of course I always liked Dalsim, but Dalsim's a hard motherfucker in that game, and I knew I didn't have the time or the patience to put in. I'm not a guy. I'm not a back forward player. Oddly enough, yet I still play Honda.
And you know what's so funny about that statement is motherfuckers are not creative. You know why? You know the number one reason why people are not creative in the FGC? Because they're lazy.
Yeah.
Tell them.
Oh yeah. But you want to know what you know what he said to me? Single Malt tells me he's like motherfucker, you ain't gonna win a round off me. And for like the first 4 or 5 games, I didn't. And he was using that fucking Makoto bitch. And I was getting pissed at that shit, and I'm like, you know what? Let me just go Dragon Punch. And all of a sudden I'm going, oh, well, now you're stepping back a little bit, because now I'm hitting you.